गिरिवरधारी गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना वनचारी यमुना वनचारी जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना वनचारी यमुना वनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जयो राधा गिरिधारी राधे जयो राधा गिरिधारी राधे जयो जगन्नाथ जयो देव जय सुभद्रा जय गौरानिताय निताय जय गौरानिताय प्रभुपाद गोपाल जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव. We just read from Srila Prabhupada Lila Amrita. So I would like any devotees to read, if they can, please. Any devotees would like to volunteer in reading Srila Prabhupada Lila Amrita?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I am reading.
Yes, please go ahead, Prabhuji.
Prabhupada had hope for what the Voice article had referred to as his American church. There was life in his lectures and kirtans, and at least he was acquiring a small, regular following. But from India, there was no hope. He had continued corresponding with Shumoti Murarji, his godbrothers, and the Indian central government, but their replies had not been encouraging. In the faith that Padmapat Singhania would agree to his plans for Krishna temple in Manhattan and finance its construction, Prabhupada had petitioned New Delhi to sanction the release of foreign exchange. He had written to the Reserve Bank of India, New Delhi. I want to establish this cultural center. For this, I wish to get some exchange from India. I think there are good proposals all over the world for propagating the culture of how to love God in these days of forgetfulness. A month later, the Indian bank had advised him to resubmit his request through the Indian embassy in Washington to the finance minister of the Indian central government. Prabhupada had complied, and another month had passed with no word from the government. One of his godbrothers had written that Shamaji should come back to India and work personally to get the government sanction. But Prabhupada didn't want to leave America now. He wrote to Srimati Morarji. I am trying to avoid the journey to India and again coming back, especially for the reason that I am holding at the above address classes thrice a week and training some American youth in the matter of Sankirtan and devotional service to the Lord. Some of them are taking the lesson very sincerely, and in the future they may be very good Vaishnavas according to the rigid standards. One day, a curious, unsolicited correspondent wrote to Prabhupada from India. His name was Mukti Brahmachari, introducing himself as a disciple of one of the Prabhupada's godbrothers and reminding Prabhupada of their past slight acquaintance. Mukti wrote of his eagerness to join Prabhupada in America. Certainly, Prabhupada still had hopes for getting assistance from his godbrothers in India. This mission is not simply one man's work. Therefore, he invited Mukti to come to America and asked him to request his guru to cooperate by working personally to secure government sanction for the release of the foreign exchange. Mukti wrote back, reaffirming his eagerness but expressing doubt that his spiritual master would give him permission. Mukti thought he would first come to the United States and then request his spiritual master help. Prabhupada was annoyed and he sent an immediate reply. Hare Krishna.
Just go
Okay.
one last
Okay.
paragraph.
In preaching in America, my private business in is preaching in America my private business. Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati wanted to construct some temples in foreign countries as preaching centers of the message of Srila Rupa Raghunath, and I am trying to do this in this part of the world. The money is ready and the opportunity is open. If by seeing the finance minister this work can be facilitated, why should we wait because you can't talk with your Guru Maharaj about cooperation because you are afraid of your journey will be cancelled? Please do not think in that way. Take everything as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada's work and try to do the needful. Do not think of a moment that my interest is different from that of my Guru Maharaj. We are executing the will of Srila Prabhupada according to our own capacity. A combined effort would have been far better. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhupada Ki Jai. We invoke the auspiciousness before we start our class. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jaya udiryate nashtaprayeshu padreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttami shloke bhaktir bhavati neshtaki Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we'll be reading from Canto 4, chapter number 24, shloka number 70. And the shloka is, I'll start with the word by word and then I'm going to go for the shloka. Tam eva atmanam atmastham sarva bhuteshu ashvitam pujadvam grantascha dhyanantascha akrit harim. So the shloka is Tameva atmanam atmastham sarva bhuteshu ashvitam ujjadvam granantascha dhyanantascha akrishadhiram. Tam evanam atmanastham sarvabhuteshva ashvatam ujvadvam granantascha dhyanantascha dhyanantascha akridharim तमेवं तमेव आत्मनम आत्मस्थं सर्वभूतेषु आश्रितं पूज्यध्वं गणन्तश्च ध्यानन्तश्च असकृद्रम्. Any devotee would like to volunteer in reading the shloka? In
Hare
reciting
Krishna,
the shloka, I mean.
Prabhuji, I am trying.
Please, go ahead, Prabhuji.
त्वमेवात्मनोमात्मस्थं सर्वभूतेषु अवस्थितं पूजयध्वं गृह्णन्तश्च ध्येयन्तश्चाशक्रियधरीम्. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please go ahead.
एवात्मानमात्मस्थं सर्वभूतेष्वस्थितं पूजयध्वं गृह्णन्तस्य ध्यायन्तश्च सकृतधरीम्.
Thank you so much,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna Prabhuji, I'll try.
Please, please.
Tam evatmanam atmastham sarvabhuteshva avasthitam pujayatvam grinantascha dhayayantascha chashakridharim.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Anyone else? Okay, we'll go by word by word translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tam, unto him. Eva, certainly. Atmanam, the supreme soul. Atmastham, within your hearts. Sarva, all. Bhuteshu, in living entity, in living beings. Ashvathitam, situated. Pujadhvam, just worship him. Granantascha, always chanting. Dhyanantascha, always meditating upon. Asakrit, continuously. Harim, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Therefore, O Son of King, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari is situated in everyone's heart. He is also within your heart. Therefore, chant the glories of the Lord and always meditate upon him continuously. Purport. Would anyone like to read the purport?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, please go ahead.
The word asakrit is significant, for it means not just for a few minutes but continuously. That is the instruction given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Shikshastaka. Kirtaniya Sadahari, the holy name of the Lord should be chanted 24 hours daily. Therefore, in this Krishna consciousness movement, we request the devotees to chant at least 16 rounds on their beads daily. Actually, one has to chant 24 hours daily, just like Thakur Haridas, who was chanting the Hare Krishna mantra 300,000 times daily. Indeed, he had no other business. Some of the Goswamis, like Raghunath Das Goswami, were also chanting very rigidly and also offering obeisances very rigidly. As stated in Sri Nivasacharya's prayer to the six Goswamis, Sora Goswami Ashtaka, Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gananativi Koloswani Kritau. The word Sankhya Purvaka means maintaining a numerical strength. Not only was Raghunath Das Goswami chanting the holy name of the Lord, but he was also offering obeisances in the same prolific numbers. Prabhuji, you want me to continue?
Yes, Mataji, if you can.
Okay, thank you. Because the princes were ready to enter into some severe austerity in order to worship the Lord, Lord Shiva advised them to constantly chant or the meditate upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is significant that Lord Shiva personally offered his prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, just as he taught by his father, Lord Brahma. Similarly, he was also preaching to the princes according to the Parampara system. One not only should practice the instructions received from the spiritual master, but should also distribute his knowledge to one's disciples. The words Atmanam Atmastham Sarva Bhuteshwa Avasthitam are also significant. The personality of Godhead is the origin of all living entities. Because the living entities are parts and parcels of the Lord, He is the Father of all of them. One can search out the Supreme Lord very easily within one's heart, for He is situated in every living entity's heart. In this verse, the process of worshipping the Lord is considered to be very easy and complete, for anyone can sit down anywhere and in any condition of life and simply chant the holy names of the Lord. By chanting and hearing, one automatically engages in meditation. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We invoke the auspiciousness before we start our class. We just do the ordinary Christian prayers. Om Jnanatrimintasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshar Ulmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Putale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Rupa Vandeham Shri Guru Shriukta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamishcha Shri Rupam Sangrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Sachivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhavitan Mishcha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopish Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we have got a shloka where it says, the shloka goes, tam eva atmanam atmastham sarva bhuteshu ashvitam ujvadham ganantasya dhyanantasya akratam harim. So if you see in the shloka, Prabhupada is last three words, ganantasya, dhyanantasya, and akras, as, asakrit. Now, these three words have got pretty much same meaning. Pranantasya is always chanting. Dhyanantasya is always meditating. And Akratis is continuously. So, before we go into the deep dive into the shloka, I just thought to do some synopsis as to what we have discussed so far in chapter number 24. Canto number 4, chapter number 24, which is also known as chanting sung by Lord Shiva. So, I just got some, what do you call, how the chapter flows. So from Shloka 1 to 15, it describes about the genealogical line of Prithu Maharaj. And from 16 to 32, how the Prachitas met Lord Shiva, which describes about the description of the lake was described. Then how Lord Shiva arrived was discussed. Then from 33 to 68, it was Rudra Geetam, how Lord Shiva gave the knowledge of obeisances to the Lord, then seeing this in serving of the Lord, glorious forms, and then glories in bhakti and bhaktas, and then from 60 to 68, relation between the Lord and the material creation. Now, especially in this shloka from last 10 shlokas from 69 to 79 is all about how to chant what instruction that Lord Shiva has given, how to chant that glorification. So especially in 69 and 70 and 71 is all about how to chant, basically, how to chant the Rudra Geetam. So if you see the translation we just read, Srila Prabhupada is saying about three words which he repeated in the last three words, which is continuously, constant, and always. So we need to understand from this particular shloka that our japa or our sadhana or our devotional service should not be temporary, should not be Uh, Kabhi kabhi, it has to be constant, it has to be always, right? So if you see in even in Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are many times this word has been used constantly, even when we do the invocation and prayer, Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya, Nityam, always, regularly. Tesam Satata Yuktanam, Satatam, Kirtan, Kirtaniya Sadahari, Kathayantashamam Nityam, Satatam Kirtantamam. All these words are repeatedly again and again. So bhakti, when we do devotional service has to be constant, not kabhi kabhi wala. So people generally say, I'm not feeling well, I will do it tomorrow, I want to do this. But Prabhupada says no, devotional service should be always constant. You will see many people in India, when the festival comes, like Navratri comes, then they'll say these 9 days we will not eat any onion garlic. But after, as soon as Navratri is finished, they start back to square one. And when I was in college, I have seen many of my friends, when we used to go out, and they say today is Tuesday, we can't eat such food. On Wednesday, we should not be touching the drinks, and but next day they do the same thing. So the devotional service is not like that. It has to be constant. It has to be unmotivated. It has to be uninterrupted. As it says, hetu ki apriyata, yaya atma suprasiddhiti. So the devotions should be unalloyed, unmotivated, uninterrupted, and it should be continuously. So in the first paragraph, we can see that Srila Prabhupada on this context says from Kirtaniya Sadahari. The holy name should be chanted 24 hours a day, which is what it says in the scriptures. We should be chanting 24 hours a day. And that's why it says, always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. How can be done? That's what it says here. Kirtaniya Sadahari. We should chant the holy name 24 hours a day. Now, after that, Srila Prabhupada takes the example of Haridas Thakur, that he used to chant 300,000 names a day. And it's something like 192 rounds a day. And for us, people living in Kali Yuga, that's very, very difficult to chant 192 rounds a day. It's very, very difficult. And on the other hand, it's also say Srila Prabhupada, we cannot imitate Srila Prabhupada. As we cannot imitate Haridas Thakur at all. And if we try to imitate Haridas Thakur, then we are pretty much gone. We cannot imitate. I mean, imitation is not good, basically. That's what I mean to say. So people like to nowadays in Kali, people like to replicate what other people are doing. They try to replicate what other people, successful people are doing, so they can get the same fame. Just like someone is doing DT dressing. Oh, Mataji or Prabhuji, you've done such a nice DT dressing. It looks like exactly like that, but you've done much better. Just to get that fame, we just try to replicate the same thing. Oh, Prabhuji, oh, Mataji, you're doing such a nice cooking just like that, but it's, very, very nice. We try to replicate. So imitation, but we should follow the instruction. That's much, much more important instead of imitation. Just like how we have seen in Haridas Thakur's case. Haridas Thakur was a devotee, a young devotee at the time when he was chanting. And there was a king named Ramachandra Khan, and he was an atheist, and he didn't like the devotees of Krishna at all. And one of them in his radar was Haridas Thakur. So what happened was one day he came to know that this person is getting lot of attention, and I'm the ruler here, and I'm not getting any of those kind of attention. So he planned a strategy that I should defame this person, you know and it says in Bhagavad Gita, mithyachari. So I will try to prove him that he's a mithyachari. He's just trying to do devotional service, but he's not sorry he is not doing his devotional service properly. He's a mithyachari. He's a pretender. So he called quite a few prostitutes, and there was one young girl in her teens, and so he said, you go and just try to distract Haridas Thakur from his sadhana. So she went there and she sat in front of in front of Haridas Thakur, and it's nicely described that how she said, how she talked, and how she proposed the intention, what she desired, and she was showing her body parts as well. And Haridas Thakur, looking at everything, he was undisturbed at all. He didn't got deviated. He didn't got disturbed because he was totally relying on on Harinam. So after one day, the first day when she came, Haridas Thakurji said, I'm chanting my rounds. Once I finish my round, then I will satisfy you. So she said, okay. And she sat for some time, and Haridas Thakurji keep chanting, chanting, chanting. The whole night passed. The morning came, and he did pranam to Tulsi Maharani, and he just walked in and says, it's now morning time. So, and she also went, and he said, when she came back, she says to Ramchandra Khan, so this is what has happened, but he's definitely said he's going to satisfy me tonight. So I'll go and defame him. So Ramachandra San agreed, okay, that's fine. The second day she came, she did pranam to Tulsi Maharani and sat again in front of Haridas Thakurji. So Haridas Thakur did the same thing again. I'm chanting. Today my vow of finishing 300,000 name will be finished, and sorry, 1 million name I think this was doing for the month of that particular month. It will be finished tonight, so I will satisfy you. So the girl agreed, and they both sat, and and Haridas Thakurji keep chanting, chanting, chanting. Again, the morning came, and she went back, and she said the same description to Ramchandra Khan. This is what has happened, and he said definitely he's gonna satisfy me tonight. And then the third day come, and then she again sat in front of. She did pranam to both Tulsi Mani and Haridas Thakur, and she sat there, and Haridas Thakurji keep chanting again, saying, today is my last day, and definitely today will be finished, and then I'm going to satisfy you, all of your demands and desires. So she said again, and Haridas Thakurji did the same thing, same schedule. And this time, she realized that by the time Haridas Thakur was about to finish her rounds, she was chanting with Haridas Thakur as well at the same time, and her intelligence got, what on earth she is doing. She regretted what she was doing, and she apologized to Haridas Thakur, saying, hey, this is what has happened. Ramchandra Khan has given me this job to, to try to defame you. And Haridas Thakur just said, I know what he's up to, and I'm not worried about him. I was here just to deliver you. So that is Haridas Thakur. So we need to understand from here, like how Srila Prabhupada used to go to such places, to deliver the fallen soul. Srila Prabhupada used to is Srila Prabhupada used to deal with people who are drunkard, who are addicted to drugs and all that. But Srila Prabhupada was never affected, or I would say, neither didn't got contaminated by all of these people, because Srila Prabhupada was above all this material happiness. So, as a young preachers, or as we are progressing in preaching, we need to understand our limitations, what our limitations are. So, if people like Saurabh or Vishwamitra, they are great rishis. If you see them, what happened to Vishwamitra? He was doing tapasya for so many years, 60,000 years. He was doing tapasya, and he just got deviated. His meditation just got distracted by when Urvashi came. I think Urvashi or Rambha. I think Urvashi. Menka, sorry. When Menka came, so he got distracted. And same thing with Saubhari Rishi, who was meditating in the water. As soon as he opened his eyes, he saw two fish mating, and he got distracted. So if these people got distracted, who are we? So we need to understand our limitations. Haridas Thakur used to chant 192 rounds every day. Apart from that, if you have, it says in um in the translation as well, that not only they're doing 192 rounds every day, fixed number of rounds, but they used to do obeisances to the Vaishnavas, 300,000 obeisances to the Vaishnavas, and at least 400,000 obeisances to the deities. in Vrindavan. So just imagine how much austerities these six Goswamis were doing, 192 rounds of chant every day, obeisances to deities, obeisances to Vaishnavas. And if you look ourselves, when we finish 16th round, the last round is like an austerity for us. Thank God it's finished. You know, we don't feel like doing the 17th round. That is like that's like our devotion is. Some people try to do Ekadashi, they try to do 64 rounds or 128 rounds. That is not easy, but at the same time, it's not continuous either. So that's what Srila Prabhupada used to say. The holy name should be chanted 24 hours a day. However, Srila Prabhupada knew that, we won't, in this age of Kali, we won't be able to chant 16 rounds. I'll just go to the different next slide. Can anyone read um, the slide, please?
By no means should you stop Kirtan and chanting. Of course, I know that you cannot stop Kirtan or chanting, but it must be done regularly because that is your strength. We are always in the whirlpool of Maya, and only the chanting of mantra can save us from all pitfalls. Srila Prabhupada.
Jai. And so if you see, there's the only way of going back home, back to Godhead. So Srila Prabhupada knew that, fixed number of rounds, 16 rounds is the minimum that we should be doing. That's but because it says we need to chant 24 hours, so we're doing 16 rounds, we got rest of the day left, right? And that's why it says that's why we need to do some more seva. And that's why the seva philosophy came into the picture, because we cannot chant 122 rounds like how Haridas Thakur ji was doing or the Shad Goswamis were doing. We can't do 64 rounds. So Srila Prabhupada just introduced only 16 rounds for us. But at the same time, we need to do some kind of seva as well. So that's what it says in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that yena tena prakarena manha Krishna niveshyati. So, yena kena prakarena, somehow or the other, any type of seva, but we should be manha Krishna niveshyati. We need to invest, niveshyati. We need to invest our mana in Krishna. That's what we should be doing. So, just like you can see that, for an example, if you ask a cook, a proper a cook who cooks in the temple, to ask him to give a class. If you ask a renowned speaker to cook a food or feast for the whole people, for a whole number of people, it won't be good. Instead, if you ask cook to cook and a preacher to preach, that's the best way. We should know our own capacity. We should know where to invest our talent. If I'm not good in one thing, I may be good in some other thing. So we need to invest our talent there. So on 16 rounds. Can anyone like to read what Srila Prabhupada has to say here?
The injunction is Kirtaniya Sadahari. One should always be chanting all day. The 16 rounds is just a minimum I have set for my disciples so they will chant at least that much. Actually, chanting should always be going on. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So Srila Prabhupada also says here, that chanting should be going on regularly and always, but 16 is the minimum. And the rest of this time that we have got, we can do seva. Seva can be of any form, whether it could be cleaning, whether it could be cooking, whether it should be preaching, whether it should be going out for harinam, book distribution, prasadam seva, cooking seva, DD dressing, could be anything, but there should be some seva, right? Now, the second aspect is the number of rounds. So, as Srila Prabhupada says, people say, 16 rounds only. Why is it so important to do 16 rounds only? Why 16 number? We can chant in our mind, most important is to chant attentively. So I chant only one round and I won't need to chant 16 rounds. I will just chant one round, but I will chant with full focus, with full concentration. Cha- and that's why some people just chant whimsically. I'm just chanting on my finger. I'm chanting this, I'm chanting that. But hey, this is not what's been prescribed. That's not what has been prescribed. So we need to regulate our life, like regulate was very, very important. So, um, we need to have a fixed time for everything. So, for example, if you say to your boss tomorrow, hey, I will be starting at 9 o'clock in the morning, and therefore tomorrow you'll say, hey, I will be starting 4 o'clock in the morning. I will start 12 in the afternoon. I will start 4 in the evening. Maybe I will do the night shift. You can't do that. It has to be a fixed time. From 9 to 5 is your job. So at 9 to 5 is your job. You will wake up at 4:30 in the morning. You do your morning duties, and 5 o'clock, 5 to 7, you do your chanting. 7 to 7:30, you may do your prayer, your arti and everything. 7:30 to 8, you may do your breakfast and everything. And by the time 8 o'clock, you may leave and start at 9 o'clock. So everything is regulative. It's not whimsically, "Okay, I'm doing this, I will do that, I will do this." No, it has to be a fixed. Similarly, chanting has to be fixed. It cannot be you can do one round, you can do two round. It says, Srila Prabhupada says the 16 is Sankhya Purvak, as it says. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, in Sat Goswami Ashtakam, it comes Sankhya Purvak Nama. It has to be numerical strength has to be there. So when six Goswamis, as I said earlier, they used to do 192 rounds. There was fixed number of rounds were there. They were not doing, I will do 64 today, I'll do 120 tomorrow. No, they were doing 120 rounds regardless of everything. 120 rounds were a fixed number of rounds. They were doing obeisances, 3,000 obeisances to Vaishnavas, 4,000 obeisances to deities. There was a regulative, there was fixed number of rounds were there. And if you see the next slide, it's very nicely, clearly it says from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyam 7.37. Would anyone like to read this, please? Would any devotee would like to read the translation and the shloka?
तोमर दुई हस्ता बदनाम गणने जलपत्र भैरवाश वही बेकामने. Translation. Since your two hands will always be engaged in chanting and counting the holy names, how will you be able to carry the water pot and external garments for birth? From this verse, it is clear that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting the holy names a fixed number of times daily. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced the system of chanting the holy name of the Lord a fixed number of times daily, as confirmed in this verse. Tomara dui hasta vadhanama ganane. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to count on his fingers. While one hand was engaged in chanting, the other hand kept the number of rounds. Therefore, devotees in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must chant at least 16 rounds daily, and this is the number prescribed by International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Haridas Thakur daily chanted 300,000 names. 16 rounds is about 28,000 names. There is no need to imitate Haridas Thakur or other Goswamis, but, but chanting the holy name a fixed number of times daily is essential for every devotee. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So Srila Prabhupada very nicely concludes here three things. The first thing is that we should be chanting fixed number of rounds. Second thing, we should not imitate other devotees. And the last but not the least is chanting the holy name is fixed number of rounds is essential for the devotees. So let's finish the first paragraph. I will just quickly go on the second one. Before doing that, can anyone like to read what Srila Prabhupada has to say about 16 rounds?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Chant 16 rounds regularly and no power in all three worlds will make you fall down. Krishna will save you always. Hare Krishna.
So that's the importance of what Srila Prabhupada says about chanting 16 rounds. Regularly, you will never fall down. Krishna will save you. There's an assurity coming from Srila Prabhupada. So the second, for the second purport, it says because the princes were ready to enter into some severe austerity in order to worship Lord Shiva advised them to constantly chant and meditate upon Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is significant that Lord Shiva personally offered his prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, just as he was taught by his father. Lord Brahma, similarly, he was also preaching the principles according to the parampara system. One not only should practice the instruction received from the spiritual master, but also but should also distribute the knowledge to one's disciple. So you can see that here in the Prachetas were already in the mission um, of going out for austerity anyway. So here Lord Shiva is trying to instruct the Prachetas that how they can chant the holy name of the Lord. So first thing he was constantly he should chant the holy name. And the second here is trying to is again trying to emphasize the word regulatively, should be constant, should be regulative. And the third most important thing is talking about the parampara system. Now the parampara system is being introduced here. So what is the parampara system? So parampara system is that we cannot deviate, we cannot interpret it, we should not interpret anything. So whatever Krishna has said 5,000 years ago, that's what we have to repeat now. That's what parampara system is. We should not be putting our mental speculation, our concoction in there. That's what says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4. Evam parampara praptim imam rajasyo vido. The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession. Even the spiritual master shall not give anything which is not spoken by Krishna. So Krishna, that's the that's the that's the guru who will say whatever Krishna is saying. He will not try to put add-on onto it. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says when it was given this discussion was going on with Srila Prabhupada in his morning walk in Philadelphia. One of the devotees asked, about preaching. And Srila Prabhupada says about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying that Yara Dekha Tareka Krishna Upadesh, then you can also become a guru. So one of the devotees who were with Srila Prabhupada in the morning walk, they said, but I don't know anything. I cannot deliver, I cannot give the class. Srila Prabhupada says, you don't need to give any class. You just need to repeat the words what Krishna has given, what your guru is giving you, because guru won't be adding anything extra what Krishna has given. So whatever you will be saying, what you heard from your guru will be coming from Krishna as it is. And that's why you can become a guru. To Yare Dekha Tareka Krishna Pradesh. So that's why even our Guru Maharaj used to say, that whatever we do is just a time pass, but whatever Krishna does is a pastime. So whenever Krishna does anything, it's pastime, and Krishna's leelas are like a soft dough when you make rotis, But when we put our interpretation, when I put our concoction, speculation, it is like you're putting your sweat in that dough, It's just like that. So we should be very careful when we try to deliver the message of Krishna as it should be as it is. That is the process. And here you can see from the purport that one should not only practice, should not only hear, but should give this knowledge to others. So it says in, and would anyone like to read the next slide, please?
Yaidam paramam guhyam madbhaktesha avidhashyati bhaktim mai param kritva mam evashyati asamshaya. Translation: For one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So once we know what knowledge that we have got, we should try to distribute to others, just like a pot of water. Once the pot of water is full, can you put some more water onto it? No, you cannot. It will overspill, right? So to utilize the pot, once the pot is full, give it to someone. The pot will become empty. Then you can take more. As soon as it become full, give it to others. It will become empty. Then you can add more. This is how things work. So if we have got the knowledge, we have tasted it. It's wow. It's nectarian. Let me give to others. Let them also enjoy. This is how the process works. So once we have got that knowledge, we should give it to others. Otherwise, what will happen if we don't distribute? Again, chapter 4, it says, Sakalena manata yoga nashta parantapaha. So the science of self-realization will be, because we are not distributing others, what will happen? The succession will be broken. So we need to distribute the same knowledge that what we have got to others. But if you see now what is happening, the Vedic knowledge is already getting lost anyway, slowly or other. Whatever we have got now is just like a leftover. Thanks to Srila Prabhupada, I would rather say, because he's given us our Vedic Sanskriti back to us. Today's people do, I want to do baby shower, but it is should be Garbha Samskara. There are different samskaras for different things. Gurukul system, which was our Vedic system, is already gone now. It's like a contaminated version of Gurukul is like a boarding schools. Guru Dakshina has been again contaminated into form of donations. So if you see festivals like Diwali, it was actually Lord Ramachandra who came to Ayodhya after killing Ravana. And nowadays, what's happening? People forget Ram. They just worship Lord Ganesha and Lakshmi. And this question again keeps on coming in the mind of kids. Lord Ram came. Why is worshipping Ganesha and Lakshmi? It doesn't make, there's no correlation at all. Forget that. Then people generally do Satyanarayan Katha at their place. What they are doing is Mahatmyam, but what is the Katha? We don't know. When small kid asks these questions, why we are doing Diya, why doing in circular motion, why only 4, 2, and 3, why 7 agarbatti to the body, we don't get, what we say, just do it, you know that's a problem. When they don't know the answer, they think this all whimsically they are doing. They don't have the right answer. I remember when I was kid, when we used to go in a train, our parents just say, that your sadhu will come and he will cut your ears and he will kidnap you and he will make you beg for money. So our impression was that all these sadhus are basically kidnappers. So when kids don't get answer, they think it is just whimsically. They are just following for the sake of doing it. They don't know the answer. It's like more we are ritualistic than spiritualistic, basically. Karna hai karne ke liye. We don't know the reason why we are doing it behind it. So we should thanks to I would really Srila Prabhupada has given us our culture back. So there's no school in the world who will be teaching you how to do Ayurvedic customs. There was no school in the world who will be teaching you scriptures. There's no school in the world who will teaching you how to do bhakti, except ISKCON. At least they are teaching us Ayurvedic customs, scriptures, how to do bhakti, advising us and just trying to give us those facilities where we can grow in our devotional service. So, in short, in this paragraph, basically, he's trying to say like a guru is like a messenger who passes on the message as it is, like a postman, for example. If someone is sending a check of $100 from point A to point B, the postman will take the letter and deliver to the person with $100 only. He won't put an extra zero. He won't take the 1 0 out. He will be as it is. What is taken from the point A will be delivered at point B. So Guru's job is to give the message as it is, what's been given 5,000 years back by Krishna, as it is. How we are doing in um in ISKCON, the message has been given, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, as it is. That's what it is. Let's see what Srila Prabhupada has to say about Parampara system. Would anyone like to read it?
To understand God and the devotee by the Parampara system is the process of knowledge. There is no need to speculate about God and his devotee. One should accept the statements of a bona fide devotee and thus try to understand. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mother. So this is what Srila Prabhupada has to say about the Parampara system. Moving to the last one, the last paragraph, it says that all we jivas are part and parcels of Krishna. It says again in Bhagavad Gita 15.7, Mame Vanshu Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Mana Shastrani Indrani Prakriti Sthani Karsati. We are all part and parcels of um, Supreme Lord. We are just fragmental parts of Krishna. So if you see that there are two things that emanates from the Lord, one is avatars and one is jivas. So jiva is called as vibhi and vibhi ansha, which is called as jivas. And we all know that, at least devotees know, that Paramatma stays in our heart, and that's what Lord Shiva says. It's very easily for it's very if you meditate upon the Lord, which is situated in your heart, it's very easy to achieve that. Once you search out the Supreme Lord very easily within your heart, for He is situated in your on in every living entity's heart. That's what it says. Atmanam Atmasthani. That's what it says. For devotees, at least we know that, that there is a soul, there is Atma and Paramatma is also situated in one's heart. So it's very easy to achieve. But if you don't know where Paramatma is, how can you find it? If you don't know things where it's kept, can you find it? It's very difficult. It will take ages. So we cannot find something which we where we don't know. So just like if you see, there are many people who try to do dhyan, gyan, karma, bhakti yoga, whether it's satyug, dwapar yoga, treta yoga, but we cannot. Process is the same, result may vary, right? Dhyan yogi is also trying to connect with himself to the God. Gyani is also trying to do the same thing. Karam Kand is doing the same thing, and bhakti is also doing the same thing. However, the process has changed during the course of time. So in Kali Yuga, the method is different. So just imagine, we all listening this lecture right now we have given the exam sometime in Satyuga. We got failed. We were kicked out of the class. We were sent to Treta Yuga. We gave the exam again. We got failed again. We were kicked out back to Dwapar Yuga. We tried to give the exam again. We got failed and we got kicked out, and now we are in Kali Yuga. So Kali Yuga is the least, सबसे जैसे बोलते हैं ना कि one of the worst school. You know, all the people. School is good, but all the students studying in this school are all, you know, um, not that good. I would rather say. So we have been trying again and again and again, but we can't go back home, back to God. So now we're in Kali Yuga, and the process is what is given is very easy. It says in Srimad Bhagavatam 12:351, it says, Kaler dosha nidhe rajan asti eko mahan guna kirtan eva krishnasya mukta sangam param vachet. That in this age of Kali, Kalir dosha nidhe, in this Kali Yuga, there's all dosha. Asti eko mahan guna. But there's only one good quality of this age. What is that? Kirtanat eva krishnasya. We have to do kirtan, and the word is used as krishnasya, not any vishnusya, shivasya, brahmasya. That the word has been used krishnasya. Mukta sangam paramvachet, and that will deliver you from the bondage of from this material world. So we have taken birth, death, birth. There's so many times that our consciousness has been affected. So devotional service is a pure thing, but because we have taken births and deaths so many times, that our conscious has become dirty. So we need to take shower every day. Like how if our clothes are dirty, we generally give for a washing. Similarly, a devotional service, which we are trying to achieve from Satyug to Dwapar to Treta and now in Kali Yuga, we are trying to achieve, but because it becomes so many births we have taken become dirty. So we have to take shower every day. Just like if we are become dirty, we take shower every day. Similarly, our consciousness has become dirty, so we need to take shower every day. Similarly, there are 4 showers that we have to. If we do a deep dive in these 4 showers, our devotional service is gonna enhance. And what are these 4 kind of showers? The first is the bodily shower to clean our body from outer. But there are 3 things which we have got with us: our subtle body, which is made up of mind, intelligence, and false ego. We have to, sorry, gross body. We have to clean that part as well. So for mind, we have to deep dive and cleanse our mind consciousness by doing the mantra meditation. That is the shower. That is the cleansing. That's the cleansing process to clean our mind is by doing the mantra meditation. The second shower that we can do to clean is our intelligence, and that can be only be done by when we do a deep cleansing process of scrutinizing, studying the scriptures. That is the second shower that we take. And last but not the least is for our false ego. The cleansing process for that is if we can take shower every day in doing the seva of Vaishnavas. So when we have these four showers every day, regardless of anything, our devotional service is going to enhance. Then we can easily focus on attentively chanting the holy name. When we know all these things, we have to do seva, we have to do read the scriptures, we have to do mantra meditation attentively. Then obviously the devotional service is going to enhance, right? So if you see, for example, there are many students who prepare for exams, right? But when we are preparing for exams, we do not deviate because we are focused, right? Similarly, if we are focused in our doing our devotional service, we won't be getting disturbed. And that's why it says if you really want to know who you are, you need to analyze yourself when you're sitting at home alone and doing nothing. That's what you are. That's what we are, you know. So similarly, it says, you know, in Hindi it says, "Khali dimag shaitan ka ghar." So if I have been given this opportunity to give this lecture, I was focusing on, you know, trying to prepare his notes from here and there. My mind was engaged. But if I don't have anything, I would be doing something, some nonsense thing anyway. So is this process of meditation is Shravanam, hearing, and Kirtanam. Let's see about. Can anyone like to read what Srila Prabhupada has to say in the purport of 4853?
It's Srimad Bhagavatam 4.8.53 purport. Chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is the easiest process of meditation in this age. As soon as one chants the Hare Krishna mantra, he sees the forms of Krishna, Rama, and their energies, and that is the perfect stage of trance. One should not artificially try to see the form of Lord while chanting Hare Krishna, but when chanting is performed offenselessly, the Lord will automatically reveal himself to the view of the chanter. Therefore, the chanter has to concentrate on hearing the vibration, and without extra endeavor on his part, the Lord will automatically appear. Hare Krishna.
Jai. So we can see here that when we doing the process of hearing and chanting, that's the easiest way of doing the meditation. And the process starts from Shravanam. Because when we hear something, that will try to increase our faith, Shraddha. And that's why the whole process, nine process of bhakti comes with Shraddha, Sadhu Sang, Bhajan Kriya, Anantanivritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Bhava, and Prem. That's the process. So once we have the starting point is Shravanam, we have to hear. And in this age, because it says we have to chant attentively, we have to chant the holy name in such a way that we should hear what we are chanting, right? That's and then we can get the real happiness by going home, back to Godhead. Let's see what Srila Prabhupada has to say here. Would any volunteer like to read the?
While chanting and dancing or hearing the holy name of the Lord, one automatically remembers the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And because there's no difference between the holy name and Krishna, the chanter is immediately linked with Krishna. Thus connected, a devotee develops his original attitude of service to the Lord. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 7.83. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, in this particular paragraph, Lord Shiva is trying to um, tell the Prachitas that they should remember the Lord. They should chant and meditate upon on the word what they are chanting, and so that they can enhance in their devotional service. I'd like to end here. If there's any questions or suggestions, please um, go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for a beautiful and a wonderful class. Can you please again reflect on the four types of showers which you mentioned?
Sure, Mataji. So, first shower is a bodily shower for
Mhm.
for our outer body. The second shower is for your mind, which is mantra meditation. The third shower is for your intelligence, which is reading the scriptures scrutinizingly and reading as it is. The fourth shower is for your false ego, is to do seva for the to the Vaishnavas.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Baji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for the very nice class and very impressive way you have brought out the importance of devotional service and how it is to be performed, and what is the process we should follow, and particularly that it should not be done whimsically, but it should be uninterrupted and with a fixed number, so that with a fixed number only we can make ourselves stable in the right path. Otherwise, we will do it whimsically, sporadically. It will not be able to achieve our goal if we do it whimsically in our own way. The acharyas have prescribed, and you have also given nice example of Haridas Thakur and how he was fixed in his chanting, and that has prevented him from a great danger that others were trying. The king Ramchandra Khan was trying to inflict upon him. But if he is not, one is not fixed, and you have given the example of Vishwamitra Muni and Shobhuri Muni also, Shobhuri Rishi, who failed because they were not fixed in their sadhana. And so it is a very important point. We should always remember that we should be fixed in that. And as Krishna has told in several stages in Bhagavad Gita and also in Srimad Bhagavatam, that it should be undeviated, and it is not that we can do it for a particular time and don't do it another time. And Shatata Kirtanam, Shatata Smaratam Vishnu. That means we have to remember the Lord always, and we should never forget. That is the ultimate conclusion. And in fact, it remembers me of Bhagavad Gita. It is 8.7, where it is still in the first 8.5 and 8.6. Krishna was telling, if one remembers the Lord at the time of their death, he will definitely go to the abode of the Lord. That is the 8.5 the Lord says, and 8.6 says, whatever you remember, you will do that, you will get that. So that is why Krishna is suggesting in 8.7 that you should always remember me. Tashmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mamanusmara Yuddhacha. That means how Arjuna is fighting, but he is telling you should be fixed on me, means whatever you do every moment, you remember Krishna. And whatever is the situation you are in, you think that you are doing for Krishna. And if we have that if we fix our mind in that way, we will be able to achieve our goal. And in that way, we will not be deviated, and we will be sure, based on the instruction of our spiritual master and our other Vaishnavas, we'll be able to reach through devotional service, we'll be able to reach our goal, which is the aim of human life. This human life is very important. We should not misuse it. Thank you, Prabhuji, for bringing that point very nicely. Once again, thank you for your nice class.
Thank you so much. I just want to add on that one, Prabhuji, about the Sabramuni, Vishwamitra, and even Ajamil. They were great devotees, but they got deviated, right? It also says that they just got deviated because they were all alone, Prabhuji, as well. They were doing sadhana alone. Until as they are in a league of association with devotees, that won't be the case. So we should always be making sure ourselves as well. We should be always be surrounded by the devotees, We need to take the association. Otherwise, if we are doing things alone, chances are high, there are very higher chances that we may fall down as well. So until unless we are in a circle of devotees, they will make sure, just like if you are, if someone has traveled to Mumbai trains, if they're standing right in the middle, whether they like it or not, they will be taken in the train, or whether they don't like it or like it, they will be taken out from the train. It's like that. So devotees are like that. Whether you like it, they will push you and take you back home, back to Godhead. So it's just like I add on that. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you once again.
Hare
So it appears, Prabhuji, there is no other person to make comment, so the class may be concluded. Vancha kalpasya kripa sindhubhyevo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Bindu ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai. His great Chitra Krishna Prabhu ki
Jai.
jai. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Vancha. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Hare Bol.